So on substitution, we are getting output RMS value to be input RMS value times root k, where k is defined as the duty cycle, which is given by n upon n plus m, the number of cycles that appears across the load divided by the number of cycles, total number of cycles, okay, in one time period. Now there are certain performance parameters of AC voltage controllers. So here you can see the RMS output voltage that already we have seen just now. That was input RMS voltage square root k, where k is the duty cycle, which is defined as n upon n plus m. Similarly, we are having, so this is the duty cycle. RMS output current. Once we know the RMS output voltage, if we divide that voltage by impedance, we will get the RMS output current. So RMS output current, you can see here, it is for resistive load, it is VORMS upon RL. Okay. Now what will be the power? Once you know the RMS output current, square that value, multiply by resistance, will give the output AC power. Now what is input power factor? Input power factor is defined as output power upon input VA. Okay. Output power divided by input volts, volts ampere. Okay. So output power is this one. Input supply volt amperes, this is the input RMS voltage, this is the input RMS current. If you multiply these two, we'll get the input VA. So power factor will be defined as I naught RMS square into RL upon VI RMS into I in RMS. Okay. Now we know that the input RMS will be equal to the output RMS, because input and output, they are connected once the switches are conducting. Okay. So substituting these values here, so you can see IO RMS, I in RMS will be cancelled. So one IO RMS will be here. So I naught into RL will be nothing but the output voltage across the load. Now divide by VI RMS. Okay. Now we can substitute VO RMS from this expression, that was V in RMS square root K. Substitute here, V in RMS will get cancelled. So we are getting root K. So this is an important relationship where power factor is defined as square root of n upon m plus n. So square root of duty cycle. Okay. So power factor will be, input power factor will be square root of duty cycle. Okay. So better will be the power factor. Less will be the distortion in the input side. Okay. Now if you want to calculate what is the average thyristor current, so you can see that if we take one thyristor, say T1, so it is passing only positive cycle. Okay. So during on time, it is only passing the positive cycle. So here you can see negative cycle, it is 0. The current through thyristor T1 is 0 because it is open circuit in that time. Then during interval M, it will be continuously 0. During interval N, only positive cycles will pass through thyristor T1. Okay. If you want to calculate the average value of this waveform, so IT average will be n upon 2 pi m plus n. So 0 to pi Im sin omega t. So you are getting only from 0 to pi. Now to accommodate all these interval, so you have to take average of that. Okay. So we are taking n here, divided by 2 pi m plus n. Okay. That is the total time period. So IT average, if you calculate this integration step by step, it is shown here. If you calculate that, the average thyristor current, actually you are getting K into Im upon pi, where Im is the maximum current, which is defined as the maximum voltage divided by the load resistance. Okay. So IT average is Kim upon pi. Also you can find what will be the RMS current of thyristor. So for RMS, actually here you have to square this function, then you have to do the average like this, then you have to take the square root, so that will become root mean square. So here you can see n upon 2 pi n plus m 0 to pi, that is averaging. Then we have to square the function, then we have to take the square root of the total. Okay, so that will give the RMS value. Now again calculate this. So again substitute sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta upon 2, like that. And simplify this integration. So here 1 upon 2 you have to integrate that, that will become omega t. Cos 2 omega t will become sine 2 omega t. If you do the integration, sine 2 omega t upon 2, substitute the limits. So IT RMS, basically you will get Im upon 2 square root k. So maximum value upon 2 and square root of the duty cycle, that will be the RMS value of the current that passed through the thyristor. These values will help in determining the rating of the thyristors. Now there is a problem. A single phase full wave AC voltage controllers working on off control technique has supply voltage of this. The controller is on for 30 cycle and off for 40 cycles. You have to calculate the on off time intervals, RMS output voltage, input power factor, average and RMS thyristor currents. So input voltage is given, we can find the what is the peak value of the voltage. So that is 325. If time period is given, we can find what will be the, if frequency is given, we can find what will be the time period. For 50 Hz it is 20 millisecond. So n is equal to 30, m is equal to 40. So t on will be n into t, 0.6 second. T off is m into t, we are getting 0.8 second here. Okay, so k will be n upon m plus n. So 30 upon 30 plus 40, 0.4285. That is the duty cycle. Now RMS output voltage, input RMS voltage square root k, 230 square root k. We are getting output RMS to be 150.570 volt. Similarly, we can find what will be the RMS output current. So that will be output RMS voltage divided by Z. So the impedance or the load is given 50 ohm. Substitute that, you will get the RMS output current. Now output power will be output RMS current square into RL. So if you calculate that, the output power you are getting 453.426 watt. Similarly, we can find what will be the input power factor, that was square root k or square root n upon m plus n. On cycle is given 30 and total is 70. So power factor you are getting 0.65. Average thyristor current, just we have seen that it is KIM upon pi. Okay, IM is nothing but peak voltage upon RL. So 230 RMS is given, multiply by root 2 will give the peak value of the voltage, divide by 50. So you are getting this IM value. Okay, substitute here, you will get the average thyristor current. Similarly, we can find what will be the RMS thyristor current, that was Im upon 2 root k. So Im we have to substitute from here. Okay, Im is 6.50 here, so substitute, and k is given square root. So k is given 3 by 7 square root of that. So RMS of the thyristor current will be 2.1293. Okay, so this is the end of lecture 1. In next lecture I'll discuss about the phase control of AC voltage controllers. Okay, so thank you.